Hello folks, Peter Lawn here. Welcome to my Styx Open World number 15 build highlight. I am just going to go through this one. Some of you may recognize this, the look of this building. Um, there was one that was done earlier, very similar to this. It's basically a copy of that, only it was done before I had my circle builder, and so this was done with the circle builder, which makes it even a little bit more smoother and a nicer build. Instead of using just stone, I'm using the stone brick, which is yeah, it looks pretty good. I like the texturing on that, and then also on the corners, rather than just straight up blocks, I'm using the circle builder to build some columns of aluminum beams, and I thought it looked pretty good. If we go into fly mode and take a look at it, you can see it's actually not a bad look. Yeah, it's just it's a cool looking building, number one. And so what this video is going to be a bit more about is showing you sort of snippets of progression as I work through and I build this. I'm going to go into, it's a bit of a longer video, so just skip through whatever you don't want to watch through, but I'm going to show you a bunch of things. And then also I'm going to show you, I got this cool little fireplace in here that I built, also using the circle builder. It's an 8-sided fireplace, which is really cool. Only problem with it is it definitely raises your temperature when you get close to the thing, but I thought it was really neat. And well, how I did this was I actually figured out the distance out from a center point that I needed to be able to sort of mesh these mantle pieces together. And so basically there's 8 of them in a circle at 45-degree angles, and I just figured out where the floor pieces needed to be, and I'm going to show you at the end of this video just a quick tutorial on how to build this as well. So but yeah, this is it. It's quite similar to my other builds that you might have seen with my storage cabinets up top, and all the equipment that I need. Anyways, there's lots more equipment you could deploy, but there's lots of space in this building. It works out pretty good. And so without further ado, we'll cut through some scenes of building this thing from scratch. I've also got my greenhouse out the back there, and sit back and relax and have some fun. So I guess the first thing that we need to figure out is where we're gonna find our construction site. And I'm sitting on top of one of these mesas here. Now you can build ramps to get up here. I used a little bit of a cheat system to get up here, and then once I got up here, I'm using my mod that allows me to basically teleport anywhere on the map if I have a portable beacon laid down. So I put one down here, and I put one over by my pod, and so that allows me to travel around where I need to go. Now this, I've never built here before. Looks like there's already some MOAs and some stuff over there, but this looks like a reasonably flat area, so I'm gonna kind of start the build right in this location. So this build is located on the Styx map, and it is located down here in the E7 section, right on top of this little mezzanine that's right here. Kind of right here. There's a cave down here, which just happens to be perfect because it was able to feed water up to my base there as well. So so the first thing I know, if I'm looking at my design layout for this build, it's going to look something like this, and the building is going to be in the very center here like this, and I need to find those 3 points that are going to get me there. So I made some notes that I think it's about 16.5 beams, but we're going to make a perfect triangle, and we're going to just see how it works out, hopefully. I think 16 and a half is where we're going to shoot for first, and then see if that works or not. Anyways, I'm going to lay down some beams, see how it works. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just throw some beams down here and some floors just in here, and drop some a center point right here. Bring it up a little bit as well because now to see how far out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put another one down there. So we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beams. And I'm not looking like I'm going to be high enough over here. So I might have to put somewhere around here. Let's start this process over again. We're going to go down as tight as we can over here. This seems to be the high point. Okay, how many beams we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Delete these here. It's on a different grid system, so in the long run, you're going to be on a lot of different patterns here, so I'm just going to extend this out, so keep going. So how many did we have? We had 12. Didn't we have 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to point out. We need to go out half a beam from here, and we can do that with my circle builder, which is built into this Pete's builder stream. So how this thing's going to work, actually, let's just switch first to vertical beam. How this works is when we look at it while we're in a position to build a beam, and I need to move it to this direction. So I need to see where the forward arrow is for this guy, and you can see the forward arrow is there. So that means we need to rotate it to the left. This is negative 90 degrees. And over, right? So it has this option here to build out from a center beam. So what we can do is we can do distance of 150 because that's the distance we want to go to the left here. Step height will be the same. Rotation angle will be minus 90. And we just want 1, so we're going to build that over there. And you can see that built perfectly half a beam length over this way, right? All right, so that's where my starting point's going to be, and now we're going to have to go out in that direction. We know we need to be 60 degrees on the inside of our circle, so if we look at this guy here, show forward arrow, he's going this way. So that means I need to rotate it towards me by 60 degrees, I guess, right? So let's reset the build settings for a second. We'll go, distance is going to be 0, step height's going to be 0, rotation of minus 60 degrees. There we go. And we can now go hit our home key to get access to that. So that's 60 degrees there, right? So So now we need to go 16 and a half beams out this way, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a support. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another support. Oops. 3. Another support. Yeah, so there are predators up here, it looks like. So, all right. So what do we got? We got 4 in between each one. So we got 4, 8. Another 4 is 12. 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we need to do another half off of this one. Oh, there's our friend. Let's just get rid of some of the predators over here. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Arrow kind of just stays there for a bit. Kill shot. Well, now we got a whole bunch of more guys showing up. That's okay. Alright, so we're going to go back to our build, the beam. I'm going to go into free placement mode. I'm going to hit the home key. And I'm going to do the same thing I did over there. I'm just going to look where the forward arrow is going that way. And I want to go distance 150. Step height the same. Rotation angle. He's just going to keep on going, so that's okay. Well, he's not, though. I better get rid of these bodies, otherwise I'm going to have too many guys running around, so get rid of this guy. Alright, so now we need to rotate this thing so that it goes in that angle there, right? So that again is going to be a 60 degree off this guy. Forward arrow for him is going this way. So again, if I rotate to the left 60 degrees, leave the distance same, step height same, rotation minus 60. Let's see if this works out or not. It doesn't. It's going to be a longer video. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, oops, darn. And then a half, look at that. So, if you look over here, and those arrows are still there. I think I gotta fix that mod to get rid of. They go away when you save and you reload your game. So, all right. So if we go to take a look at the top of this thing. Yeah, about 16 and a half beams will give you a perfect triangle, or pretty darn close. And we can work with that. So we found our center positions then, here, there, and there. And now we just need to start building out our circle. So I started out the build with a 48-sided circular build, and soon discovered that that was too big for my building, so I needed to back it off a little bit, and I changed that to a 41-sided circle, and that's where we ended up. So I had to tear all of this down and start from scratch again. So after doing all that work on this corner here, discovered that a 48-sided building is too big because it only allows me about 2 floors in between these 2 circles here for our building width, and I want about 3 floors of building width. So I had to rethink this a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at it. So if you look, originally it was 48 buildings. That made our approximate diameter be 15 floors. So with 1 floor on each side, reduction, I need something, targeting something about 13 floors wide. So I'm going to go with a 41-sided building. I know it's a bit odd shape, but we can make that work. So what I do want to do is I want to, oh no, it doesn't really matter, I don't think, because we just clean up the edges anyway. So I'm going to just reset this, because every time you get back into this menu you need to reset it a little bit. So we're going to go 41 and build the beams, auto flicker, auto build, and just go. So this is going to build us 41 beams in a circle, and we need to go 6 beams out here. So I will endeavor to fill in all the beams, and we'll meet you back here again and try this again. So this works out okay the way it looks. I think we can work with this. And I'm going to utilize that extra little flip down at the bottom, right? So you remember the building's going to be in the middle. The walls are going to be on the outside of the circles. So looks like I might be able to just remove this one on this side, and that leaves us with 3 just going past the triangle, right? And if you look over at this one, we got 1, 2, 3, so we can probably get rid of the extra one on the end here as well, right? We can cover up a lot of the sort of inconsistencies later with some frames or something like that, but now I just need to do that one over there, cover some beams over here, and I'll meet you back here and we can take a look and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is what we got so far. We got our 3 circles. We'll leave those up because we may need to come off of them and do some other stuff later on, but this is kind of what it's looking like right now. Just on the outside here. Just going to go with concrete for the moment. We can change them out later if we want to. Let's put some windows in there. Easiest to go from the inside up. Oh, actually, we don't want to go that way because our building's on the other side. So we want to do it like so. You also have to kind of figure out or think about where you want the doors as well. Thinking maybe 2 on each side, or maybe just 1 on each side. Yeah. Let's do this 3rd one in. Which one? This one over here. Same thing on this side. Game remembers, you know, where you were before. So that's 3rd one in, actually. This one. change it up any way you want, really. Oops. Window. And since we know that this is kind of perpendicular, this beam that's remnant of our triangle, we can kind of go out from that to see where things line up, right? Put support in here. Just for shits and giggles, yeah, I suppose. We can hide all this stuff afterwards. I'm not too concerned about how it meshes up in the corners. As you saw from my other video, just put some big beams in here in the corner. Yeah, what I was thinking was I have just the idea what I want to do on these corners. I think we're going to make my round beams on these corners to hide all the imperfections of the meshing. And we'll have some nice columns on the corners of the buildings. I don't know how that'll look, but it's worth a try. So I want to make this kind of consistent in terms of how far out this is. So this is one, two, 3 floors out from our triangle, right? So let's do the same on this side here. Make sure that is going to work. Looks like it does. Put a beam in there. Again, don't get too hung up on the fact it doesn't meet perfectly. That's going to be all solved when we get it all closed in and stuff like that, right? There's a beam here. That's 1, 2, 3. Might have one too many floors in there. Yeah, I think I do. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Make sure I did the same on this side. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Alright. Delete this and move it to this place. Maybe leave them there. I don't know. I'm not too hung up about. Well, maybe my OCD kicks in and I say it's gotta be that way. Yep. Alright, we'll do that. Yeah, I know. Kind of silly. You notice I didn't concern myself about which way the door swung, so I'm not probably that bad, but put the door in. Alright, okay, I'm happy with that. Alright, so what's that look like from the sky? When we go in here and take a look. That's kind of gives you an idea of what the building's going to look like, right? you know, on my other build I did a completely round or completely flat skylight. I don't know if we can get away with, no, I don't think so, because if we would have moved the walls in one and overlapped the walls a little bit, then we might have gotten away with a ramped roof going up. But in this case here, we're gonna have to stick to a flat roof. But I do want it too high. So the last time, if I recall, there was some problems with some support issues in the middle of the building. So we do need to deal with that. That's why we leave all these circles in there for the moment, because we might need to use that, right? So, all right, so I'm gonna work on this a little bit more. I'll throw some one more high walls in there, but you get the idea. So summary of where we are right now. I used 41. Basically I drew out my triangle first, which were 16 and a half beams, and that seems to work out perfectly to a triangle. So that's 16 and a half per side, and then I do a 41-sided circle off the center of each of the points of the triangle, and then basically just build out from there, and that should give you the basic structure of the building. So I'm going to work some more on this, and then we'll come back later, and I'll show you how far up, you know, at certain stages, and we'll take a look at it and see how it works out. All right, so we've got to a point where we got some walls up, and I just want to put a temporary building together on this end of the building so that I can set up some glass working benches and stuff like that, so I can make some glass. But the first problem you're going to notice is we've put my first level of walls around here, and there's gaps here that I need to fill in, but also we're going to have some support issues here as well. So if you notice, when I put these pieces on, they're all going to sort of crack and cause us problems. So we need to rethink sort of our roof structure here, so we got a decent support mechanism in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at trying to put some beams down the middle here that's going to support a separate roofing system from the walls, right? So I'm going to come up off the ground, make sure that there's a beam also down at the bottom, and so we're going to go in like this, and then we're going to create a new system off of this beam, and hopefully that's not going to crack. There we go. So that fills in okay. And yeah, that's going to support that guy. And we're okay there too. That one's going to crack. That one's alright. That's alright. So we're going to change all this roofing out anyways after the fact, but and then these corner pieces where you put something in, you can see it's sticking over top. What we may have to do is look at changing out the piece that we're going to use to something like one of the half pieces or something like that. So, but I have to build at least a reasonably closed-in structure to set up some benches in here, so I can start manufacturing some other things, right? So, so what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to leave that in there and close that up. I'll worry about the aesthetics later on. Put that there like that, and I'm just going to wall this in, right? So I've got some ability to build some benches. All right, so I got a couple of benches set up in here. The fabricator now takes water, which is interesting, and I've got my glass working bench here. And what I did was I connected the water up, and I built out also a pump house down, or a sort of a generator house down over there. And right below it on the cliffside, there's a cave that has some water. So I ran some of the piping up here already, but one of the things, I don't know if you're like me, I like to keep things fairly clean when it comes to the piping, to the water networks and the electric networks. So I ran the water lines underneath a walkway that I'm going to be putting here, and I'm going to do the same with the electrical that goes to the building as well. So what we're going to do, we need to get electricity down to the pump. I installed a pump down in the mine down there, and so now I need to get electricity all the way down there. So that's what I'm going to do right now. You can see I've got sort of willy-nilly floors all over the place here, but the gist of it is that wherever I can, I attach piping and water and electrical networks to the bottom of my floors, or if I can't, in this case here, it's too close, I'll just stick them in the ground and get them over here and just remove all the floors, you know, so that so I can put everything down first. So let's put some electrical connections to this guy, and we'll make the train all the way down over to where the pump is. So I'm just going to run it right up next to that, drop it down on the ground here, and I'm just going to follow this water network all the way along it, the floor here, and just kind of follow my water connections down. I think I went kind of just underneath. Try to hide it as much as possible. Sometimes it's really tough to get it. You can do tricks like that, right? Where you just stick it on the side of the, like that, and it'll still be hidden once that floor piece goes in, right? So I'm going to go in here, and so when you crouch down, you can get away with some things like sneaking in underneath them. Let's go right there like that. You can just sort of see it. There. Right there. Go down there. That'll get us underneath. Hopefully right to there, maybe. Oh, yeah, it worked. Okay. Follow this along. Floor underneath this thing. And connect that there. Okay. This guy doesn't have power yet, so I'm going to put my electricity's good there. Again, if you want to see if you got connection or electricity at that location, you just highlight the node while you have the electricity tool. Highlight it, hit the R key, and it'll tell you, oh yeah, okay, the biofuel generator is connected to that node and my material processor, which is awesome. So I know that I've got a solid connection all the way to the material processor. So now we have to get the power down to the pump, and I built a set of stairs down here already, which is kind of helpful, right? So look at this from, that's not bad. Not bad at all. It's a little bit higher over here than this other piece, but pretty close for eyeballing it. I'm going to live with that. So now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to basically bring the wires, you know, the network cables up underneath here. And yeah, before I close everything in around it. So let's do that, and I'll join back here with you in a second. Alright, so I've got the water network to the pump down below, but now I got to get the electrical down to that pump. So I'm just going to follow this down like I did my other guy. Let's put it right there. Just kind of follow this down the backside. Of the stairs. Kind of hides things a little bit. go. That's a little bit too far of a jump there. Let's go down up here. I'm just kind of trying to keep it real, like in terms of how you would do this without even any without fall mods or anything installed. So I would, approach from the bottom side like this, and just go as far as you can, like that. We're gonna go underneath there. Keep that all hidden down underneath. And I just kind of got some stairs kind of like arranged like this so I can go down underneath. Follow my piping. Back up here like this. Watch your step. Go down. There's not really any way to hide this unless you want to put flooring in all the way. Let's just make sure that we got worms taken care of. Sometimes they repopulate. Yeah, looks like they're okay for now. Timer hasn't reset yet. So we'll go from when I killed them last. Go like this, like that, and like that, and like that. And finally, to our pump. Alright. Got water. And you can tell if I look at my electricity network with the R key, I've got the biofuel generator connected, got the pumps, and the material processor. So we're all good. And from the water network, I'm going to go there. I've got the electric pump and the fabricator and glass working bench connected. So it's all good. And so now we can continue on building, and we've got we can build our glass that we need for this. I'm going to take down these guys because I won't need them anymore. Probably put some railings up to keep things nice and safe. Like this. So I've got all the two high walls set up, and looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna start building out the floors. I'll probably remove the floors again, as I start building out my networks. So always, don't put a whole bunch of equipment down after you get this going, because you might have to kind of reconfigure and pop out some floor pieces, and you don't want to have to deal with that. But the idea, of course, here is that you come off of each end piece, and it's all going to meet in the middle, right? So that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to just come off of here, and so we've got our floor pieces in here just to see how this looks. And you'll have to pop in some beams just as you go to to add the additional supports as needed. I'm also getting rid of the triangle pieces in the middle now. Not anymore. You can see I need some support over here, so I'll just drop a beam down here. One in the ground. Keep going as far as we can go. shore some things up probably as we so if you look at it from top down right now, it's gonna probably meet somewhere here. See, you're going to get some kind of overlap that's going to happen here, but I'm going to show you how to fix that too. So you can do some things to alleviate the flicker that you see in the textures here. That's really annoying on the eyes if you have to stare at that all the time, right? So we got some a lot of it over here. Just gonna finish off this piece here and see if that is causing us any problems. Look outside, that looks okay. These pieces here are an issue. Alright, so let's what you can do is, and what you do is you just put the beam in at a slight offset. So I'm going to put this beam right here. It's sticking to this guy here, so that's good. But what we're going to do is we're going to sink it down by just a smidgen, right? So we're going to go do that with our circle builder again. In this case here, height step. We're going to do minus 0.02 and build from center. Actually, no, let's do up 0.02. Otherwise, it's not going to. It's going to be the one that's on top of this, and you'll barely be able to see the difference. But in fact, when you look at it, you might go, oh, I can't even see it. But when we put the floor piece in there and we snap it to that guy there, see how it gets rid of that flickering, right? So we can do the same thing over here. Gonna delete this one. That one. So that's kind of okay. Then we got a problem here. So let's get rid of this one and get rid of that one. This thing settle out a little bit. Oh, that looks okay, right? There's no flickering there. Got a little bit in the middle here. So if we go off of this one, how is that going to work? Yeah, it's flickering there, right? So, so what we'll do is drop in another beam here, 8, right there. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Right mouse click, go height step, 0.02, build from center. Now when we put in a floor, home, see how that fixes that problem? No more flicker there, right? All right, welcome back. So I've completed the majority of the ceiling. I started out actually with full-on glass for the ceiling, and I decided against that because it just looked really bad. I know this is a bit of a white hot mess as well, but it's not as bad as the glass was. The glass seemed little, it was pretty bright in here, which is great, but it was a little distracting too with the overlapping glass. So I decided to go with the go with this. It also looks better from the top, I think, because there is lots of flickering and stuff like that going on the top. So we're going to go with this. if we go to into our camera mode and outside and take a little closer look, you'll see that doesn't look too bad. Now we're gonna work on fixing these corner pieces, but I think it looks pretty decent, and I'll put some railing on the outside of that. And make it look like this side. How do we do that? Well, the one thing you notice right off the bat, it's like one has a way bigger gaping hole in it than the other side.
So how I resolved this, these inconsistent corner pieces, was what I ended up doing was I tore the entire wall down, along here, and then what I did was I actually used, some adjustment and eyeballing a little bit, and placed a beam exactly on the corner of this piece, this wall here, and then eyeballed it to go towards that other corner piece, and then just rebuilt this whole wall, and it worked out really well. It ended up like shifting the wall over, and then there's just, you can't see the difference when you're looking at the building, but it's obviously probably off by just a little bit, but it's okay. It allowed me to actually build these column aluminum beams, and I'm going to show you how I actually built those as well, because I don't think I properly showed that in the video. So how you do that is basically you just go, you plant a center beam down in this aluminum beam, and then you use the circle builder. You just right mouse click while pointing at the center beam, and then what we're going to do for these aluminum beams, it works out to about 25 units out at an angle of 45 degrees. And so you just build 8 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there you have your column of aluminum beams. Now this works for any kind of beam as well. So if you did a concrete beam, you could put a concrete beam down, and I believe the distance for this one is 37, I think. So we're going to go 37 distance at 45, and we're going to build 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see you got a nice column structure for concrete as well. So that's a good tip there. The other thing was we were never really going to resolve the ceiling finish of the very top, because there just is no piece in the game to be able to do that. So the best that I could come up with was a small half piece that was there, that was just jutting out a little bit on this side, and to cover that up, I put these half pieces all the way along the edge, and you probably didn't even notice them before, but now that you know they're there, you're going to look at them, but that's okay. And then finally, the last thing that was a problem was the merging of the very corners of these buildings on these balconies, and I solved that by just basically taking them back and throwing 2 stairs in here that actually merge pretty nicely and look better than, say, trying to rotate and do something on the very corner of these balconies, right? So there you go. That's how I resolved some of those issues there. Hi folks, Peter Lawn here. Welcome to my tutorial video on how to make this really cool 8-sided fireplace in the middle of your base. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drop a beam down to represent the center of our fireplaces that we're going to put together. You also need to, this mod that I'm running is called Lawn P Builder's Dream. It has the circle builder built into it. You can download it separately if you don't want the Builder's Dream in there, but this is there, and you can tell you have it by just right mouse clicking while you're in build mode like this, and you're going to get this menu up called Circle Builder. So the first thing we're going to build off of this centerpiece is we're going to just build a distance of 107 units off of this. And that's the magic number because I've already figured that out with the fireplaces based on where they snap on the floor pieces, right? And we're going to rotate them 45 degrees, and we're going to build from center. So we're going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And So now what we need to do is we need to go to the left of that 150 units, which is basically half a floor length, right? So if I'm pointing at this beam right here and I go, I need to figure out which way it's forward facing. So we hit the show forward arrow and it's facing straight forward. So what we want to do is we want to rotate minus 90. We want to change this to 150. So that's half a floor length. And we want to go minus 90 off this guy, and we want to build like that, right? And we're going to do that for each one of these. You can leave the settings as is and build it like that, right? And again like that. Like that. Exit the menu each time. Now we can delete these inner ones, inner circles. We're left with these guys here, right? Now, so what we want to do is the floor piece needs to go in right off of this corner here. Hit the home key, like so, right? And we're gonna build that off of each one just by poking underneath next to the beam. You can see right there. So you get this nice little octagon pattern around there. And then now we can actually place our fireplaces and see how that looks. Now there's a little trick here to get this last one in. I found you have to kind of maneuver around a little bit to get them to right. And that matches okay, right? So let's do this one here like so. Kind of point to the right of it. Whoops. That's not right. Pick that one up. Oop, there, had it. There you go. And the last but not least, this one you can't do unless you're looking in at the top. So you do need to get up top there and look from the inside. So we're just going to build a quick ramp here just to get up there because I didn't even have a ramp. Okay, let's do a jump. Set my jump height a little bit higher. If you're wondering what that is, it's not a mod that's available, but it helps me build some of this stuff. And so we need to put that last one in down there, right? And if you go in from the inside, do you see how it does show up? So there we go. So there you go. There's our fireplace. 8-sided fireplace. She's a thing of beauty. So now I'm going to put the top pieces on. And you can just highlight each fireplace and put these on with not too much trouble, right? If you've got a roof up top there, even if you're standing on the roof, you can make the rest of the stuff. Oops. I don't know if I can reach the very top with the top pieces or not, but no problem. There you go. That's how it's done. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll talk to you later.